Morning guys, we've got a little job to do in the Evo today. Unfortunately, it's got a fuel leak that's pissing out fuel. So I'm away to a local tuning shop called My Racing Shop, which does diesel trucks and whatnot, but they're a local place that does AN fittings and stuff. So I have this hose going from a swirl pot to a fuel pressure regulator, and it was leaking. I was going to take the car and have a lot of hoses redone in the colour I liked and everything, but I even tried to tape it up just because there's a little split in the middle here, but it's just absolutely pissing E85. So rather than driving and risking and having a fire for a temporary fix, I'm just going to go get this replaced, fixed with new fittings or whatever they decide to do, whatever's best. I'll fit it on the car. I'll maybe take it back another time and see if they want to redo a lot of the AN fittings and stuff, because they're quite old and red and blue basic. I'd rather change to black and a different colour, or just all black or whatever. I want to redo a lot of the engine, but I'll discuss that in the video where we talk about all what we plan to do with the car. But hopefully after this we can take it for a drive and take it for a rip and show you what the Evo 800 horsepower Evo is about. So this is the old hose. Ignore all the tape. I was going to drive the car there, but it was just pissing E85, so I didn't want to risk a fire basically. I just put new fittings and everything on it. They're slightly different fittings. I think they're better grade than the new hose, so I'll get these fitted right now and see for fuel leaks. Sorry. while I was fixing the car today, I thought I'd make a video now. A quick rundown of the specification of this car. So basically, it's an Evo, but it's not really an Evo. It's kind of an Evo. It's 4-wheel drive, is an Evo. It's got Evo 9 seats, Evo 9 body, carbon bonnet, carbon boot lid. Although it looks like the carbon boot lid was for a 7 as it got additional holes, which I'm going to sort later. It's got a really rubbish vortex generator, cheap crap on the top. It's got a duck bill, carbon blade, which to be honest, I'm probably going to change. I don't need it. Inside, it's got the 10 suspension controller. There's no motors on the front one. There is motors on the back one. To be honest, I'm probably going to swap the 10s out at some point. I will see for Ohlins or even something. It's hard to get the stuff here, so we'll see what I can find. But yeah, I'll probably swap them out. Inside, G-Ready Profec, the new boost controller. Link G4 Plus ECU control and everything. It's got a DEFA turbo meter and DEFA fuel pressure mirror. It does have a engine start button. I really don't know why they bother. It turns on the key, just wherever they put it in. They put a lot of MR trim on it, Evolution MR trim. Wheels, T37 SLs, genuine, which is good. Back brakes, stock. Front brakes, AP 6 pots, boost. Covered the suspension, 10. Titanium exhaust, full titanium exhaust. Is a 4G64 block, fully forged. I believe it's Arias pistons, and I want to say Carrillo rods. Head, I'm not sure what's all done to the head. I believe it's all Supertech, ARP studs, Tommy cams, HKS adjustable cam gears, air filter, large K&N style air filter, big front mount intercooler. I think off the top of my head it's 1600 cc's. Fuel injector clinic, SARD fuel rail. It's got some weird Cusco vacuum thing. It's got a Cusco strut brace. It's got a swirl pot. It's got a big aeromotive fuel pressure regulator, HKS inlet manifold, a 90mm throttle body. It's all a bit mix and match with colours in the engine bay, which I'll sort later because I hate yellow. I don't like yellow cars. I've owned one yellow car before. I just don't like bright. I'm not a big bright coloured car unless I own a Lamborghini or something, which will never happen. So the yellow's got to go basically. So I will discuss that in the video with all the future plans I have this car, because there's a few changes I want to do. Underneath, still a 6-speed. How long that'll last, I really don't know. Operated clutch. It supposedly has LSDs in the transfer case. The ACD and AYC's all deleted supposedly. There is no bottle for topping up in the back. The pump, I think, is behind all the things. There's a swirl pot and stuff in the boot, and I think it's got a few different fuel pumps and stuff like that, but I don't know exactly what they are. The spec is very brief. It's got a tubular manifold, tile external wastegate, which they have water cooled. I don't know if they've been having problems with it before and decided to water cool it. It was jamming or something, but probably just because the water lines are untidy and run across the front of the manifold and are heat wrapped to death. I will probably ditch the water cooling on the external wastegate. It's got a massive Borg Warner turbo. I think it must be a 91. It looks a lot bigger than 8374 I had. I haven't managed to dig underneath and find a number on it yet, but it's massive. And it looks like it was originally internally gated. The wastegate's been taken off, the rod's still there, so I assume they've welded it shut so it doesn't leak boost or open or anything like that. Big coil rad, fan that's on a switch here as well to use the fan when you want to use it. I think that's it. I think I've covered most of the spec. Not much else to cover quickly, but hope you enjoyed a little rundown of the spec. I don't know the degree of the cams. The issue is with cars here in Thailand is, you know, whoever built it passed the spec on. It's very brief. Even translating it's not great. You see the brands basically. You don't know the spec of the pistons. You don't know, you know, you can't find it, none of that. And trying to ask the questions and get the right answer it even with a Thai native speaker is almost impossible. It's really hard. But anyway, here's the car. It cost a shit ton of money because these kind of cars here just do cost a shit ton of money. Any car does really. So we decided to go with this because they're holding their money good here. There is a slight clip missing off the steering wheel here. I'll maybe see about getting that, but to be honest, I'll probably change the steering wheel, maybe. I do like the stock steering wheels, but it's pretty cool. I do have a few plans for this car. Supposedly 122 horsepower and high boost. Is it not? Who knows? We'll get on a dyno at some point and see what it does make. I'm obviously worried about the 6-speed box. I have ripped through the gears before discovering the fuel leak, and I will take you on a drive when I'm explaining my plans. There is a few noises and stuff, so I don't know if the transfer cases may be on their way out or whatnot, but it's the mapping needs improved as well. It's really, you know, if you're in a low gear and it starts jolting and juddering, either being really rich, because it runs on E85 obviously, which is cheapest chips here. I think is about, I don't know, it wasn't a lot to top the car up anyway, 600 baht or something like that. I think it was 600-700 baht to brim it, which is, I want to say almost 30 quid for a full tank. It doesn't last long at all being 85. It sucks the juice, but the plans are lots of track days, drive it, enjoy it, go on road trips up the mountains and stuff, and bring you guys along for the journey hopefully, and we'll go by there. This is probably a long video of me yabbering, but there's a brief spec of the car. We'll maybe touch on things I like, don't like. There's probably a lot I don't like, but we'll see. It's probably the fastest car I've ever driven, going by butt dyno. Feels faster than my GTR, faster than the M4 I had in the UK, so the thing shifts, and it's definitely faster than my 600 brake Evo had, so I'd be very surprised if it's not north of 600 horsepower. Thing's a rocket ship when it wants to go, but you'll see that in a future video. Catch you later, chaps. Catch you in a new one.